Hello and welcome to KDLounge. We have another episode today, and we're with Ron from Wizards Arena. Ron is kind of a member of the council for Wizards Arena. He's now doing sort of the operational stuff for the project. And thanks for being here, Ron.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. And well, let's jump right in, and maybe you can start by introducing yourself, telling us a little bit of the background, and yeah, and how you got to where you are now.
Yep. My name's Ron. I'm currently studying a master's degree at West Virginia University. I'm studying economics, and that just kind of deals with doing data work, and data analysis, data science to try to influence public policy, so government laws and things like that. Um, I have been into crypto since about 2020, whenever Dogecoin had its infamous pump.
Yeah.
A lot of people got in during that, and I kind of got drawn in by the FOMO, thinking, if I could 10x with this random dog token that I found, then maybe I should find some more random dog tokens. So, yeah, then that led me into the Binance Smart Chain space where, we all know there's a lot of meme tokens and bad decisions to
Hmm.
be made there.
Exactly.
And I got wrecked a few times, even tried to build with a team of some of the guys that we got wrecked with kind of for our first time in the space. And then we all reconciled a couple months after that and said, hey, let's build something. That didn't go well. But I had actually met my German friend Christian while going through this whole process, and after building didn't go well, um, there was about a 6-month period that I was like, okay, I'm taking a break from crypto. I've lost too much money, and I just want to step away a little bit, focus on school.
Yeah.
And in that time, my friend Christian had found Cadena, and so he was constantly reaching out to all of us that were kind of taking a break, saying, "Hey, man, this is an awesome ecosystem. These are awesome projects. You guys should join." And he kept going on and on and on for months, and nobody would listen to him. And eventually, one day, he was like, "Come on, guys, I'll literally give you NFTs. I'll give you a couple of Kadena. Just please come join me. You'll love it here." And one day, I was like, "Whatever. If you're offering some free stuff, I'll come check it out." And I'm so glad that happened. I'm so glad he got me started. He funded my wallet for me with like 5 Kadena and sent me a couple of NFTs. I looked around, got into the space. I honestly didn't really understand NFTs that well until I got into this space and started looking around. I think it makes it really easy to understand. So yeah, that was about the middle to late October of this past year that I found the Cadena ecosystem. Once I got in, I was kind of looking around, seeing, which of these projects do I like, which do I not, and eventually we found the Wizards, and I kind of fell in love with it. I grew up playing Pokemon. I love like the turn-based game style. Um, I think a lot of us are kind of nerds, so to speak, that really love this game. And so yeah, we really fell in love with it, and that's how I became a member of the team, was just loving the project and doing anything I could to help it. So I'm pretty much a volunteer team member.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
how.
you're pretty new to the Cadena ecosystem, I can see, right? So you got in October 2022, just to be clear, not 2021. Yeah, okay.
Yep,
So yeah,
22.
and you found Wizards, you got involved, and now you kind of work for the Wizards, right? Can you
Yeah,
explain to the audience what Wizards Arena is?
yeah. So, you have our pretty basic description that you're going to see most places. We're a play to earn NFT game on the Cadena blockchain. Our NFTs are upgradable, stakeable, burnable. We have weekly tournaments where these NFTs can battle each other. That's my favorite aspect of it.
Oh, I
You're
missed
gonna
it.
find,
Today was a tournament, right?
yeah, today was a tournament.
I missed it. I didn't get my Wizards in. So bad. So
I
sad.
wasn't as prepared as I usually am, but, there's always another week, there's always another tournament, so
No, of course, of course.
It was also a tournament where the ice element was boosted, and I don't have many ice elements, so, I wasn't expecting to do very well in the tournament anyway.
Okay, okay, okay.
You never know what's gonna happen though. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, so
sorry, just to kind of give you my experience about it with the tournaments, and like I had two different, I have three wizards, and um on the first tournament I only had two, and like I entered them both, and one did like 4 wins, and I was like, oh, this one is the best, and the other one won none of the games. And then the next tournament they switched around, and I was like, what? So I thought this one
yep,
was good and this one was not so good, but it depends, right? There's a randomness to it, which is kind of what makes it good, I think.
yes, for sure. So, at the base of it all, we have an algorithm for the fights where it says, this will hit with X amount of probability.
Hmm.
So there might be a miss, there might be this amount of damage more than the damage stat is, or a little bit less than the damage stat is. And that really makes it interesting. And that's really at the core of it all, of that randomness you're talking about, that really makes it fair, because you can battle the same wizard, uh, say 5 times in a row, for example, and you're not going to win
And the
all five
outcome,
of those.
yeah,
You think that you're
yeah,
stronger. So we try to build the
that's cool.
rest of the game and the rest of the economy around that aspect, that it should be fair and kind of random, and there's not necessarily a dominant strategy.
Okay. Okay, that sounds cool, man. And just to get like a clear idea on the whole concept and on the whole team. So you're not part of the founding team. So as I think you mentioned before, like there's only one founder, like one person that kind of built the whole thing, right? How
Mhm.
how does it work? How does the team function? Can you go in a little bit into that?
Yep. So we have a what's called the Wizards Council. It is 12 members, so it's the founder slash dev, and then 11 kind of OG community members who really love the project and really help contribute to it and provide ideas. And then within that council, we've named a few roles. So we have two moderators. There's me and KGaz is his screen name. And then we have Christian Catering, my friend that got me into the ecosystem that I told you about. He's
Hmm.
our social media manager, so he manages
Okay.
our tweets and puts together some graphics and stuff for us. And I think I can announce this now. The community manager of Arcade, his screen name is Estesera. I think that's how you pronounce it. We just
Hmm.
named him our community manager as well. He's also part
Oh,
of the
cool.
council, and he's about to have some more free time away from work and whatnot. So he's going to be
Nice.
transitioning into the community manager role. And the way it just works is, so our dev, Ilario, he is brilliant, and he is a full-time dev, like, he's full-time committed to this. He's an absolute genius. It seems that he always is working and always has a trick up his sleeve, and, the way it works is he will think of something, present it to us, and we'll talk about it, maybe help him make it better, we'll critique it a little bit, and it's
Hmm.
not always like that either. We'll bring up an idea, say, "Hey, man, what do you think about adding this to the game?" And a lot of the times you think, "Yeah, I can do that. That's actually a really good idea." So we all critique each other and discuss constructive criticism and whatnot, and really, it's a good way to kinda have multiple brains and multiple eyes looking at the same ideas, just to make sure that they're the best that they can be.
Okay, that's cool. No, that's a very interesting system because uh, I don't know any other project that works that way. You usually have like a team with a well defined roles, and there's like a couple of founding members, or whatever. There's a little bit of a different structure, more classic, and you have this cool concept of having a council, which I love. And it's like, yeah, you gather around it suits the style of project you have, right? You sit around the table and discuss. It's like a
Yeah,
round table. It's amazing.
we always make
uh
that joke, sitting around the
yeah,
round
of
table.
course. Of course. So I guess I had this question, but since you are not, I would assume you're not there in the beginning, but maybe you've spoke with the founder. What how
Yeah,
do you call it? How do you call it? Sorry.
uh, Oreo is his name.
Ilario. Okay, Ilario. So maybe Ilario has spoken to you about this. Why did he decide to build like a blockchain game, and why build it on Cadena?
He had a previous project on Cadena called Cadena Cacti, and
Hmm.
that has been kind of paused due to market conditions. Um, so he kind of wanted to have fun with his deving skills and
Hmm.
his knowledge to build things. He's a blockchain dev, knows Pact very well, and he's also a website. He's like a website dev as well. So he's really good at building UI, but also doing the back end on Pact behind it. Um,
Hmm.
and so I think his idea to really build a blockchain game was he's just as much of a nerd as all of us are, and
Hmm.
he loves it just as much as we are. So that's what made him want to build it was, if nobody else is going to build something like this, then I'm going to because I know how to. And
Yeah,
that's really a big driver behind the success of our project is that a lot of us aren't thinking of this as a job. We are passionate about this, and that makes us want to keep working on it.
of course. Yeah, of course. That's great, man. That's good to hear. And so he kind of went with Cadena because he knew Pact, so he had another game before this, and so he knew Pact, he knew web development. He thought, why not, right?
Yeah, and
Okay, that makes sense. That makes
he likes
sense.
he likes the security of the packed language and,
Hmm.
how easy it is to read, and, if we didn't have, like, the upgradable smart contracts, the game probably wouldn't be possible,
Yeah,
because we're constantly building and growing.
yeah. That's true. That's true for a lot of projects right now, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. And so let's go. Let's talk about the main thing of the wizards themselves. So honestly, I'm kind of usually aware of what's going on, and this one went completely um, over my head. When was the maintenance kind of uh, how did it went so much under the radar? Do you think?
So, we did the free mint in, like, the middle of October, and I missed that. I didn't even find this entire ecosystem until 2 weeks after the mint.
Hmm.
And actually, there's not many people that are still around in the project that did make the free mint. Um, so from there, we weren't really marketing at all. We weren't really talking to other projects. And like I said, this was an experiment, so our dev Ilario, he really didn't expect this to do as well as it has. So that's why it was a free mint because it was kind of an experiment. Like I was saying, like I'm gonna
Hmm.
have fun trying to build this and see where it goes. And I think it's really taken off, kind of like you're saying, even more than he's expected. So here lately, and this is well, number one, I love watching the KDLounge episodes. I watched the one you
Thanks,
did
man.
with Joe recently, and that was really cool. Um, and I love everything that you guys are doing over at the KDS team.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks,
So,
man.
but yeah, I'm really trying to open up more now, which is why I think we're starting to gain some exposure because we really weren't marketing for a long time. We were kind of just in our rabbit hole, focusing on the game, um, not really worrying about marketing at all. Like we were maybe providing some updates here and there on Twitter, but we weren't doing AMAs. We weren't really doing many collabs with other projects. So yeah, that's
Okay.
probably the reason why it felt like we floated under the
So
radar
you
was
didn't push on the marketing too much, right? You just focus
yeah,
on the
not much.
development, on making the game stable, fun. Okay, makes sense. And but so how many wizards were there minted so far?
1024 in the first
One
collection.
what
We've actually
1024?
yeah, 1024.
Oh, nice number. Okay. And that was it, right? You minted
That
that?
was
It closed. Okay.
yeah, and
So you
then,
mhm.
back in December, we had another mint for our clerics, and that was another collection of 1024, and both of those mints minted out. I don't know how fast the free mint sold out, but the clerics meant sold out in about a week.
And how much was that for the
Uh,
second one?
10 Cadena per cleric.
That's cool, man. That's cool. And are you planning any new mints in the future for the Wizards?
And so, we are planning another mint of a collection of 1024. So, just like the wizards and the clerics both had 1024, another 1024 is coming. We don't have a set date yet, but we do think that it will probably early March, maybe even a little bit earlier. So,
Cool.
maybe late February.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And before that, we have a really, really big update coming, which we're in the works of right now. It might be released in the next week or two.
Ooh,
Um, and
some alpha for us now.
yeah,
Cool.
and I've been wanting to tell people about this for a while. I finally got the green light that you can start talking about it, start hinting at it a little bit. So
Okay.
um,
Okay.
we're not gonna dive too much into it, as I know this won't be out for a few days, but. Uh, It involves another mini mint, okay, so not necessarily an expansion, so,
mm.
you won't be minting fighters, you're gonna it kinda goes along the, kind of the equipables route.
Okay.
Uh,
Weapons. I like it. Or something else. I mentioned weapons. Maybe it's something else. But nice. Nice. Cool.
yeah, something
Cool. I like
along
it,
those
man.
yeah, and we have that coming very soon.
Cool. Uh, something else that you guys built on the website is the marketplace for the Wizards. So it's a non-marmalade marketplace. Can
Yep.
you hint at why you went with a non-marmalade marketplace, and why do you want at all or not use like arcades, for example?
Yeah, so I think the answer to both of those questions is to kinda just have freedom and be able
Okay.
to work at your own pace. Um And kinda as I've mentioned, we're developing, and I think a lot of people notice this, we develop at a very fast pace. We have very, very fast updates, and we're always working almost every day. We don't use the bear market as an excuse, nothing like that. So, really, the idea behind having our own marketplace was kind of to march to the beat of our own drum, if we wanna add
Hmm.
features to it, then we can. We were the first marketplace on Kadena with the offer function, um, and
Yeah.
now I think that is the standard. I think Arcade has it now, and, Kadena Mining Club also has the offer function. And I think that we chose the non-marmalade route. I think people refer to non-marmalade as butter. Um,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
I think he chose the butter route because, kind of on the technical side of things, a lot of marmalade, well, actually, all of marmalade is kind of at a standstill right now, waiting for that QuickSign API, unless
Hmm.
I'm mistaken that it's out already. Um, um, I
As far as
believe
I know,
that
yeah, that's kind of where it is at the moment, I think, as well.
yeah. And that's a massive barrier to projects who are choosing Marmalade. Um, and they might think that they have their pros and cons for choosing that. There's no shade thrown there. Like
Sure. Sure.
I love Cadena, I love Marmalade. We kind of I think Alaria was also more familiar with kind of the butter standard rather than the marmalade standard. And we kind of along the same lines wanted that freedom, kind of wanted to march to the beat of our own drum and, not wait for anybody else until we could progress.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. And do you see yourselves kind of expanding the marketplace to other collections? Okay, like become a little bit more of a business in terms of NFTs, or do you plan to focus only on the Wizards for the marketplace?
For the foreseeable future, it's going to be just a Wizards marketplace. We don't have any plans to really open it up and make it a marketplace for other projects to list on.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Okay. Makes
And that's
sense.
kind
Makes
of
sense.
that's kind of, we like to kind of have everything in-house. We don't like to outsource much. We'd like to just kinda have everything under our own umbrella, if that makes sense.
Total sense, man. Makes total sense. So there's also a token, the Visa token. Can you explain its utility for us a little bit?
Yeah, so it is what you would think of as an in-game currency. So, um, some quick examples like V-Bucks in Fortnite or like VC in the NBA 2K games. It is just the token that you can spend on your wizard to upgrade him. And we are trying to add more utilities to it. Like now you can give your wizard a nickname.
Nice.
And for about the first month or 2 that we had this token, it was strictly an in-game currency. You could only obtain it by either contributing to the project by doing something cool, like maybe you went and answered some people's questions, or you made a cool graphic about the wizards, then you might receive a reward in Wizza, but the main way to get it was participation in the game through, the tournament mode and staking your wizard.
Okay.
Um, so Yeah, and I'll go into that a little bit. The way that works is if you have a wizard, you stake him, and you earn 4 wizard tokens per spell that that wizard has per day. Um, and that's still the main way that you obtain the wizard token. Mm, it's literally mined. You know, you once you stake your
Yeah.
wizard, he is mining the wizard token. Um, so
Okay.
yeah, and
That's
that
cool.
is used to upgrade your NFTs. You can give them nicknames. We have some really funny nicknames going on right now. Um, some really cool ones. Go check them out if you guys haven't. But uh, yeah, and then so after about a month or 2 of having that token, we launched it on the DEX with you guys with KDS.
Get
Um,
it swap.
that's
Nice.
great.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
uh,
kind of how I learned about Wizard. To be honest, it was I
yeah,
thought,
for
oh,
sure.
Wizard. That's a new token.
Yeah.
What's this about?
And we kind of chose to go with you guys, mainly because you guys are on chain one. That was really the main. That was really the main.
And
We
because
were
we are the
thinking.
best, but that's fine. That's fine.
And we were more familiar with you guys and liked your guys' project, but, we didn't want users to almost have a little bit of a barrier in having to switch chains with mining their Wizza and then say they want
Yeah,
to spend it, that would get really annoying.
yeah, I'm glad you didn't build Wizard on chain too. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so about the Wizards, there's like so now there's 2048, I guess, right? So that with
2048, and
yeah.
we've burned, like, 13, 14, 15 of them, so it is
Oh,
down to
okay.
maybe, like,
Yeah,
20.
20,
Yeah, like
2020 something.
2030, something like that. Yeah, something in
Okay.
that range.
And so they are different, right? They have different kind of skills and qualities. Can you
Yeah.
elaborate? How do you differentiate one and then another from one another?
Yeah, so, there's the first collection of 1,024, that's the wizards, and then the second collection of 1,024, that's the clerics. Um, the wizards came with a base level of a level 125, so the level is just made up of a formula from the 4 stats that you can upgrade.
Okay.
We just launched the 5th stat, so that will go into it. We launched the speed stat, and that's not upgradable yet until we boost our level cap from 300 up to something higher, maybe 320, 350, something there.
Okay.
But, yeah, so the clerics, when we minted them, are generally stronger. They have a base level of about 150, so you're not gonna find, super low level clerics. The lowest
Okay.
they'll go is 150. Um, the wizards came with 1 spell, from the mint, so you would have to play them in 3 tournaments to get to your max of 4 spells and really turn them into a farmer, or a
Okay.
miner. No one actually uses that term. Everyone says farmer. I should start calling them miners. Um, but, and then the clerics came with 2 spells apiece, so you would only
Okay.
have to send them through 2 tournaments to get to that 4 spells. Um, and then that's the main difference, and then they also have different elements. So, there's 6 elements that are unique to the wizards, 6 elements that are unique to the clerics. You have fire, dark, ice, wind, acid, and thunder for the
Okay.
wizards. And those are important because a wizard has his main element, he has his resistance and his weakness, and he can be have any of those six elements uh, as his element, resistance, or weakness. And
Okay.
then the clerics also have their own six elements. That's psycho, spirit, sun, water, earth, and undead. And that is a little bit more intertwined with the wizards because those clerics only have those six unique elements, but they can be resistant to wizard elements like fire or ice,
Ah, okay.
and that also gives them another edge. They could be resistant to wizard elements or cleric elements, but they could also be weak to wizard elements. So,
Okay.
that's another piece, that's another detail you have to look into when kind of strategizing what you're gonna
That's cool.
buy and who you're gonna upgrade.
As far as I understand, each wizard or each one of the NFTs has nine stats, right? Nine different stats. Like this
Um,
is what is on the website: HP, defense, elements, spell, attack, damage, spell book, resistance, and weakness. This is all.
yes.
Okay, and this is all you need to kind of balance to see if your wizard is better than the other, right? So if you look at my wizard, that's the same thing as yours, but has a little bit more attack. You say, okay, yours is better, and that's kind of how the market makes the price. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't understand a lot of the game because I don't have a lot of time to go in depth about it. But I've had a lot of fun playing it and kind of choosing the spells. Like what is this one? I made a mistake last tournament I got in because I chose a spell with like 40% chance of um putting the other guy to sleep or something, right? I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
right.
And it just kept missing, and the attack was too too low, and
Yeah.
I just lost. But it's fun. It's fun to make those kind of strategic decisions, and I think it's something that's lacking on a lot of these blockchain games are very much focused on the earned part, not on the fun part. And I think that you guys have made it fun. This is good. I go there. I look at the wizards. So when I'm browsing wizards to buy, I'm looking at this. Why should I buy this guy? Why should I buy that guy? And when I go into the tournament, I want to have this kind of spell, and I don't want to have this weakness. I don't know. It's cool and it's fun. So congrats on that because I think the game is really really fun to play as it is right now. Um,
Yeah, and I think another thing that makes it really fun is that, Uh, I think a lot of people see it like this too, is it's not necessarily just the gameplay is what our game is. I kind of think of going in the Discord, and kind of making some rivals, having some competition, and also
yeah,
staking your wizard, upgrading them. That's also the game, so to speak.
exactly,
So
exactly. It's all part of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's bigger than the gameplay.
yeah. And you mentioned that you can stake, and you also mentioned the burning part of the wizards that you've burned already, like 13 or something. What is
Mhm.
burning, and how does that work?
We are doing 3 burns a week, and we have what's called the burning queue. So, staked wizards can't be put into the burning queue, and the way that works is that, since we have 3 a week, there's 3 different kinds of burns. We have what we call the classic burn, which is based on rarity. So, um, based on the pot of all the wizards that are in the burning queue, the one with the lowest rarity,
Hmm.
will be burned. And then
Okay.
we also have a level burn, where a wizard with the lowest level gets burned. And then
Okay.
we also have a random burn, where we just throw them all in a generator, and it picks one for us.
Okay. Cool. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. And
And
what you get in return? Yeah.
you get a base reward of 2,000 Wizza for a burn, and there's also a formula that is, pretty much you get paid 2,000 Wizza plus, and then, you take the remaining supply in the collection, minus the rarity score, well,
Okay.
rarity rank rather. And so what that does is that, rewards you for the higher rank, or lower rank rather, um, that you would burn. So if you say at the start of the collection you burned the most common wizard, you would just get the
Hmm.
base 2,000 Wizza.
Okay.
But say you were to burn somewhere in the middle of the pack, we have that equation set up so that you get incentivized, you get rewarded for burning a rarer wizard.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. That's cool, man. It's a cool system. It seems a cool system, yeah. And so we've talked about the tournaments and how I got in and lost mainly, but can you give us a rundown on how the tournaments work?
Yeah. So the structure of it is, you know, you have your wizards, and you can go to our website, go to the profile tab, then tournament under the profile tab, and subscribe your wizards. You're gonna pay 2 Cadena per wizard that you subscribe. Um, and the way that works is all of the buy-ins, the subscription fees, the 2 Cadena per wizard goes into a big pot, and then 20% goes to the project for, you know, to pay the dev, to get provided towards liquidity, and I think some goes into the treasury wallet as well. And then the rest of the 80% of that prize is split up among winners of 6 rounds, 5 rounds, and 4 rounds. And the way those rounds work is it's what we call a 4+2 structure. So you have to win the first 4 rounds of the tournament to kind of
Hmm.
advance to the knockout rounds. And the more rounds you win, the more money you win. So
Okay.
you're only rewarded for for a 4 round win. So if you win 4 rounds in a row, you're probably going to get back about 3 Cadena. So pay off your subscription fee, and then, you know, 1 Cadena extra.
Hmm.
And then say you win another round, then you're probably looking at about 9, 10, 11, 12 Cadena for winning the 5 rounds. And then if you go undefeated, win 6 rounds out of 6, then you're a grand prize winner. You're a tournament champion. There's no feeling like it. I've won 2 so far, and it's so fun. I like it fills you with so much joy and
Yeah.
satisfaction winning a tournament. And so the prize for that is about normally 20 Cadena, and we have it set up in a way that kind of regardless of how many wizards subscribe and how big the pot gets, it's normally those general ranges that I told you, kind of about
Okay.
3 Cadena, uh, 10 Cadena, and then 20 Cadena.
Okay. Okay. Cool, man. No, man, that's it's really fun to get into tournaments. I mean, I don't understand the game all that well, but I just watch the rounds and I'm like, oh, I won this one. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And, I actually never won. I said four before, but I never won. I won
Mm.
three one time with one wizard and three the other time with the other wizard. And I'm like, oh man, I was so close on both times and I didn't make it. But yeah, whatever.
Right.
Um, so one thing that I feel like it could turn the game even a little bit more fun for me would be if you have like some sort of clans that you can like join other players and fight each other with your wizards. Do you guys have anything in that in mind?
Yeah. So we don't have anything necessarily concrete set in stone for clans. At least as far as I know. You know, the dev might have some tricks up his sleeve like he always does.
Yeah.
But so this is something that's starting to gain a lot of hype, and kind of like you, a lot of other people are talking about this. I've recently talked to a lot of the mining guys over at Full Spend Mining and the miners of Cadena, and they loved the idea of building miner armies to have, you know, the mining projects and could kind of be able to fight each other, you know,
Yeah.
kind of the
I
miner
can say
armies.
that. I can say that.
It would take a lot of development to get there, I think. Um, you know, which is no issue normally. You know, we normally have very fast, you know, good development. But yeah, so that's definitely an idea that we've been talking about. And another thing that a lot of people ask about is kind of along those lines would be like a duel aspect where, you know, I say, Afonso, I challenge you, and you
Okay,
challenge me, and we decide to wager an agreed amount of cadena,
oh
and then the
cool,
winner takes. So,
nice,
you know,
nice, nice.
we also don't have anything set in stone for that, but that's also an idea that gets talked about a lot, and um, kind of, like we were talking about the structure of our team and the way things work, we are always open to community feedback. And eventually we're going to build a DAO so that it is completely, decentralized and structured around voting. And I have this idea, and it'll all be valued. So, yeah. So
Nice,
those are
man.
those are ideas that we hear from community members a lot, and
Yeah, yeah. This was actually Mo that suggested that I asked because it, is so much into the game, and he was like, "Yeah, this would be cool. Like if you had a kind of a clan system or a guild system where you can, team up with others and just go to battle, do battle, Pokemon style, right? Like it's your
yeah,
trainer against the other, and you just send the wizards. That would be fun.
for
Okay,
sure.
man. Yeah, I think we're almost done here. What I wanted to ask you, like, you gave us a little bit of a hint on the future, like something that's coming real close, a mint of something that it's not wizards, it's an accessory. That's cool. Is there anything else that you guys can share about the future of the wizards? Maybe a little bit more broad, but more like in the real future. Where do you see the wizards arena going, like in 1 year, 2 years?
Um, the sky's the limit.
Sure.
So, um, I will say that due to the structure of our team, we really don't plan ahead very much. We kind of just take things as they go, take it a day at a time. But I will say that probably a year from now, I think that after we expand again and drop another collection in March, it may get to the point where there's a big enough player base where we'd have to expand again. Um, and that would be cool. I have no idea what this next expansion is going to be either. None of us do. I know that we have wizards and then clerics, and then you can make your best guess
Hmm.
and say, oh, the witches,
Nice.
warlocks,
Yeah.
archangels,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know. I really have no idea. But I'm super interested to find out. Um, I do know that I do have a little bit of my own plans for the future for the Wizards, because I have been trying to focus on marketing it a lot more and get some more exposure. So I think that we may hit a plateau eventually where if we're just focusing on the Cadena ecosystem, we might get to the point where a lot of people in Cadena know who we are and play our game,
Hmm.
and we may have to expand past that. So I'm starting to look at, partnering with other projects, maybe other gaming projects, whether it be on Solana, Polygon, or Ethereum. And I've
Hmm.
been trying to network more and really reach out, see what's out there. But we're being very cautious though, because we don't want to partner with just anybody. And as I have been uh, kind of opening up and marketing and getting some of that exposure, we're starting to get a lot of proposals, which we didn't get before, like ever.
Nice.
A lot of
Glad to hear that.
projects are saying, let's collab, let's partner, let's do this, and it takes a lot of thought and discussion to really say, who do we want to partner with? Is this kind of part of our brand? Will this help us? Will this benefit them? Is this kind of a fair trade, so to speak? So yeah, but yeah, so I would say maybe a year from now, I see us having the collection of 3,000 NFTs and more. Um, I could see us starting to build some kind of player versus environment game. Um,
Hmm.
and there's so many ways you could take that. We talk about that a lot. Um, but
Yeah.
if things go well, maybe we get a Unreal Engine 5 dev, and he makes
that
us.
that would be crazy, but it would be cool. But on the other side, I really like the kind of
Simplicity.
old classical style of just
Yeah.
phrases on the screen, right? That's kind of like D&D kind of reminiscent. So I like it.
Yeah, a lot of us grew up playing Pokemon and
Yeah.
D&D, and D, and I this game's really nostalgic for us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's the simplicity is also fun. It's simple,
Yeah.
but it gets addictive because of it. Because you don't have some games you have such a high barrier of entrance just to understand everything and the keys and how to play the game and for a blockchain game this is kind of the best thing, right? You don't you connect your wallet, so everything that's on the blockchain you can do it. It's fine. You don't need to have a lot of fast transactions, nothing like that, because it's all at its own time. So I think it works very well. Congratulations on the game run and on the success you're having right now. And anytime you guys want to hop back in and talk to us again or do another, maybe a Twitter Spaces, something like that, just let us know. We're always available for that. You want to share your socials and your some links. We can put it on the description below where people can find you.
Yeah, so you can find us on Twitter at Wizards Arena. That's spelled exactly how you would normally spell it. Um,
Okay.
and we have our website, which is also pretty easy to navigate to, www.wizardsarena.net. Um, and there you're just gonna find you can find some stuff about the project. You'll also find a link to our Twitter on that website,
Okay.
and you'll find a link to our Discord. That's probably the main thing. We are also building towards trying to get the Discord to have everything in one. You don't have to be in multiple places to get all the answers you need. We're trying to get the
Okay.
Discord to be an all-in-one space where you can find anything. So yeah, come to the Discord. You'll find a invite link on that uh, website I just shared.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Okay. Thanks a lot for joining us. For all of the listeners, thanks for joining as well. And if you're a project looking to launch, let us know because KDLounge is a place to go. And see you guys next time. See you, Ron. Bye.
Yeah.